Yes guys, what's going on? So it's been a long time since I made a video, recording my first video today after a very long time. So I'm pleased to be back, and let's see what the future holds. I'm not going to talk too much about what I'm planning on doing in the future. Let's just get straight into it. Let's straight talk about the boxing. Terence Crawford is fighting Amir Khan. That's the first video. Obviously I've been receiving a lot of comments to make a video about this fight. So this could just be a quick little intro video. We're going to touch on a few different topics with the fight, and just really getting a flavour for how I think this fight plays about and the different dynamics around the fight. So, Terence Crawford, okay, look, first things first, Terence Crawford is an amazing fighter. He's a pound for pound fighter. However, he's fighting at 147 pounds against his first real test at 147 pounds. Amir Khan, here's the thing with Amir. I don't think that he's shown up to his last fight, okay? I think the fight before he looked good. But I think with Amir Khan, rather than him being finished, I don't think that's the case. Because he had a lackluster performance when he faced Julio Diaz going back a few years ago. And I think a lot of you will remember that. And then he came back and had some of his best performances against Devon Alexander and Luis Collazo. So if you were to put certain fighters on a chart, a lot of fighters would be kind of like this. Amir Khan's career has not been like this. It's been more up and down. Very volatile career. He's a very volatile fighter. When he does turn up, he looks brilliant. When he doesn't turn up, he doesn't look so good. So I think that's what happened in his last fight. I think that he didn't look very good. I think that was due to him not having a very good strength and conditioning coach in his corner. Tony Brady, who's an excellent strength and conditioning coach, he didn't have him there. I think with him not being with Virgil Hunter, I think that played another role into it. I think he was fighting too aggressive in his last fight. And I don't think his mind was there. I do not think he was big at 147 pounds. The same thing we look at Chris Algieri. When he faced Chris Algieri, he had a lackluster performance. So I don't think it's the age factor with Amir. I think it's more the fact that he has volatile performances due to his camp not being correct or his mindset not being correct. I think he has corrected these things. So he is back with Tony Brady. He's training with Tony. He's training with Virgil Hunter. So I think that's going to be pivotal in this fight. Amir Khan is going to come in my opinion, from what I've seen, he's going to be coming in the best Amir Khan that he can be, and that's a really important thing. He needs to be the best Amir Khan that he can be. So with Crawford coming in, Crawford is moving up to 147 pounds. He's only had a few fights in the weight class. He's not fully fledged. I don't think that Crawford hydrates up to a massive weight. Okay, so he isn't going to have that massive weight advantage. He doesn't carry a dynamic one-punch knockout. He doesn't have that. He can hit, don't get me wrong, but I mean, he did not have that devastating one-punch knockout. He faced Benavidez and he knocked him out, I believe, in the 11th or the 12th round. Very, very late in the fight, he knocked him out. He was struggling to knock out Jeff Horn with one-hit knockout power. It was more an accumulation of punches what did it against Jeff Horn. So we know Crawford, the bottom line is, although he's an exceptional fighter and he is the favourite going in, and he should be the favourite going in, I do feel that Terence Crawford, he doesn't have that one-hit knockout to put Amir Khan flush away. Okay, that's a bit strong. That's a bit strong. He may have that one-hit knockout power, but it's not as likely as someone like Canelo, who punched Amir Khan and knocked him clean out. Okay, and people are going to be thinking it's wishful thinking. I disagree. I just don't think that he's got that in him. Okay, he may do, and I may be wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, which gives Amir Khan a shot, right? Because I think everybody in boxing agrees it's very hard to win rounds against Amir Khan. It's extremely hard. If you go 12 with him, it's very likely you're going to get outboxed. But the question is, will Amir Khan be able to go 12 rounds against Crawford, beat him to the bunch, outbox him, outclass him, and win on a 12-point scoring system? It's very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult. But I do think he's got the goods to be able to do it. He has the pedigree, he has the hunger, he's got strength and conditioning, he's the bigger guy. I think he has the height and reach advantage. I need to check that, but I believe he does. So these things are definitely going to play into Amir Khan's hands. Amir Khan is the more experienced fighter. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he is the better boxer. He has the more educated feet. He has much better footwork and foot speed than anyone Amir Khan's been in with. This is no Devon Alexander he's facing. Devon Alexander has poor foot speed and a very poor judge of distance. Terence Crawford has an excellent judge of distance. When Terence Crawford is going to be fighting, he could be orthodox or southpaw. He will be catching Amir Khan coming in with left and right hooks. By when I say left and right hooks, I mean check hooks. Check hooks from the southpaw stance, check hooks from the orthodox stance. Whichever way he's going to do it, he's going to be using his check hooks against Amir Khan. If Terence Crawford, which brings me on to the next topic, is fighting on the back foot, there will obviously be moments in the fight where one fighter will go forward, one fighter will go back, as is with the case with most fights. But there will be situations in this fight where we will see who is going to be the aggressor. So you may be looking at the first portion of the fight, Amir Khan may be the aggressor, and then it might change later on, Terence Crawford might be the aggressor. Or it could be one fighter is the aggressor for the vast majority of the fight. And that's going to be the interesting thing. Who is going to be the aggressor in this fight? Because Amir Khan usually, in the most of his fights, is usually the weaker puncher out of the two. And he's usually the smaller fighter or the slimmer fighter. But in this case, it's a bit different. He's actually the bigger fighter. He's going to weigh heavier, I believe, on the night. Amir Khan, he is going to have that weight advantage against Terence Crawford. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's the aggressor and who's controlling the distance better as well. That's another thing that's going to come into it. The distance control. Who's going to have the faster feet? I think Terence Crawford has got the faster feet. I think he's got the more educated feet. But again, the biggest factor is Amir Khan's hand speed. Okay? If Amir Khan's putting his punches together, I mean, when Amir Khan lets his hands go, he does that really tricky punch, you know, where he's jabbing, but it's not actually a jab. It looks like it looks like it's coming as a jab, and it's a jab, it's a jab, it's a jab, and then all of a sudden he'll throw that little quick left hook in, followed by a right hand, and that does catch opponents off guard, and it has knocked out a few of his opponents. And Amir Khan does have power. I mean, he knocked out Le Greco, who went more rounds against Errol Spence. I know that's not a very good gauge, because obviously Errol Spence does carry a lot more power than Amir Khan does, but my point is Amir Khan does carry some power. Can he knock out Terence Crawford? I don't know. It remains to be seen. A chin is a chin. At 147 pounds, Terence Crawford, you know, is he really what we think he is at 147 pounds? Customato said that a fighter only looks invincible because he hasn't been in with the competition to prove otherwise. I think we're definitely going to see Amir Khan showing us otherwise. He is definitely going to press Crawford, and he's definitely going to test Crawford. To what extent, though? Can he win? He will have to comprehensively beat Terence Crawford. Comprehensively. But the vast majority of people in this fight are saying the same prediction. Amir Khan will bag some early rounds and he'll get stopped. My question is, have fighters in the past not automatically thought, such as Lamont Peterson, that they can knock Amir Khan out? Luis Calazo, Zab Judah, okay? Marcos Maidana. Multiple fighters have come in the ring against Amir Khan with a game plan of, we can knock this guy out, and then they struggle. I don't think Terence Crawford is coming in with that mindset. He's coming in with a boxing mindset. Very, you know, his trainer himself. They're a very intelligent camp. So I am expecting Crawford to come in, box Amir Khan, and see what happens. Clever game plan. But can he really box Amir Khan and beat him on a 12-point decision? No one's done it yet. If this is the best Amir Khan, he's going to have a tough time. I mean, if this was Amir Khan going back a few years ago, I would give Terence Crawford no chance at outboxing Amir Khan. As good as he is, he does not have the punch output, he does not have the hand speed, okay, and he does get caught a lot. He hasn't got excellent defense the way Canelo does, but he's a very intelligent fighter, is Crawford, okay? So we're going to leave it there. It is a very good fight. Can Amir Khan stand up to Terence Crawford's punching power? We will have to see. But I'm going to leave this video there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, guys. Until the next video, make sure you leave in your comments in the section below. Let me know what you guys want me to do. And we're going to break this fight down in more and more detail as we get closer to the fight.